Hey guys, so today we're going to be finally looking at every single detail we know about all of the winter and spring 2022 sets. Now we have had all of the January set releases revealed, so we will be going through those, but mostly we will be talking about those unrevealed sets and every rumor about those, but we will quickly go through, of course, the ones already revealed. So this is a long time coming, and this will be my final video, my final full video at least, talking about all of these. However, I will, of course, always have small rumor updates and a few small videos on some specific sets, so stay tuned for those. But this is going to be my last one of covering all of the rumors together before the official reveals. This video is only going to be covering sets in the first half of the year, so anything after June will not be covered. However, I do have a video on everything we know about the summer 2022 wave if you are interested, so please go check that out. Since we got all those set numbers and prices, plus every other detail we know, please go check that out if you are interested, which if you are watching this, then I'm sure you are. Anyways, we are gonna of course start off with all of those January sets that have been revealed, starting off with the 75320 Snowtrooper Battle Pack with 105 pieces retailing for $20 or $19.99. By the way, all price in this video will be in USD. 4 figures are included in the set, being 3 Snowtroopers and 1 Hoth Scout Trooper, of course being a minifigure that LEGO's never made before, which is a nice inclusion. The build consists of a speeder bike, an E-Ware blaster cannon, and the snow wall almost like a trench. And yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. There was also an original rumor that this would come with stands, but that hasn't seemed to be the case. Next up is the 75321 Race Chris Microfighter with 98 pieces retailing for $9.99 USD. 1 minifigure is included, being the Beskar Mandalorian. This is obviously part of the Microfighter subline and includes 2 new stud shooter elements. However, this piece is not exclusive to the set, and it did of course just appear in the other set, being the Snowtrooper Battle Pack. And it is of course not just exclusive to Star Wars, it's appeared in sets for the Batman, and I'm sure will be coming out in more sets for Star Wars. Anyways, the next setup is the 75322 Hoth ATST with 586 pieces retailing for $50 USD or $49.99. 3.5 minifigures are included, being a snow-covered Chewbacca, an ATST pilot and a rebel trooper, plus a probe droid, which I guess you could count as a minifigure. The set includes many features, including a swiveling head, swiveling blasters, movable legs, an open hatch, and an open full thing. So there's a lot of functionality with this model, just like any other ATST, and it is of course based off the Hoth ATST from The Empire Strikes Back, and it's just one of many Battle of Hoth sets we've had in the last couple of years. The next setup is the 40539 Ahsoka Tano Brickheads with 164 pieces for $9.99 USD. This is of course based on the Clone Wars Season 7, and it is the 150th Brickheads, and it is just a Brickheads. If you like them, then of course this is for you, and I think that this is a great one for any fan of LEGO Star Wars, and maybe a nice thing to get people into Brickheads because it is a really cool one, and it just captures Ahsoka perfectly. And the final 2 sets releasing January 1st are both of the accessory packs. Now these are going to be LEGO store exclusives, which kind of sucks, but they are pretty cool sets. They will both retail for $14.99, and of course they are both pretty cool, so we're going to be getting into those now. The first setup is the 40557 Defensive Hoth with 64 pieces, of course for $14.99. 3 Rebel Troopers are included, all with different face prints, which is of course nice. Now this includes for the build 1.4 FDP tower, and then of course 2 repeating blasters. So it's a pretty cool little build, and I guess a nice thing for the price. Again, maybe the value isn't there with the piece count, but still it's a pretty nice set, and it is just sad that it's a LEGO store exclusive. The other accessory pack is the 40558 Clone Trooper Command Station with 66 pieces, which is pretty ironic, and of course for $14.99. Now 3 Clone Troopers are included, one of them being a Clone Commander, which appeared in the UCS Republic gunship, and then 2 of them being the Phase 1 Clone Troopers, just being the regs. Now this is of course based on the Battle of Geonosis from Attack of the Clones. The builds are of course a command post as well as an accessory rifle rack. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little set, I will admit. Kind of annoying that the UCS Gunship exclusive figure is now in a $15 set. I know that I have been pretty pro the gunship on this channel, but that still kind of annoys me. But yeah, there are a few problems with this set's existence, but overall I do still quite like it. And the final set releasing in January is the 30495 ATSD polybag with 79 pieces retailing for $4.99, I guess. These are usually exclusive to Target in the US, but they can be found pretty much anywhere. They can be hard to find, I will admit, but you shouldn't have a terrible chance of finding them if you go looking. However, this one I don't think will be desired that much. It simply doesn't look that good in my opinion. Like, the legs look weird and the head looks too big. I don't know, it's just a weird little set. Again, I don't know what I was expecting from polybag. This wasn't even rumored, it just came out of nowhere, but this is just a set coming out January 1st. Anyways, those are all the officially revealed sets, all of which will be releasing on January 1st, 2022, so you can go check those out when of course they release. However, yeah, now we're going to be moving on to those rumored sets, which are coming out later, from March to May/June really. So we're going to be covering all of that now, and let's move into it. The first setup is the 75324 Attack of the Dark Troopers. By the way, that is the official name of the set, translated from Italian. It'll have 166 pieces retailing for $29.99 USD, and will of course release on March 1st. 4 minifigures are included in the set, being Luke Skywalker and 3 Dark Troopers. Now, this isn't really a battle pack as it was first rumored. This is more of just a set that contains 3 Dark Troopers. However, we still don't really know the build. There are some split rumors on whether it's like a crappy battle pack speeder or if it's actually a hallway. Whatever it is, I feel like it won't be good, and the highlight of the set will be the figures, because on the one hand, if you do the hallway, sure, it can be accurate, but it's going to be pretty bland, and if you do the speeders, then it's going to be unnecessary and also pretty bland. So I'm really not sure what they're going to do for this one, but I am still interested. Hopefully they also give Luke a new variant, as he does look different in The Mandalorian Season 2, and what would be really cool is if they gave him his own exclusive face print. I know that would be kind of meta, but it would be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, this is just going to be a pretty cool set, and I feel like it will sell really well no matter what the builds are, just because of the Dark Troopers in the set, and I'm sure that we will see lots of Dark Trooper army videos. So the next setup is the 75325 Book of Boba Fett set. Now, we don't know the piece count for this one, but it will be retailing for $70 USD or $69.99, and we just know that it's based off the Book of Boba Fett. This will be releasing on May 1st or June 1st. It's really debatable what this date actually is, and I'm sure that we will only get rumors for this when we get rumors of the rest of the summer sets. And I feel like this set is also rumored to come with big spoilers for the Book of Boba Fett, so probably a big character, the big villain maybe, will be showing up in this set, and obviously we don't know it yet because we haven't seen the show, and even if it was rumored, I think that most people wouldn't want to know. So we're not going to hear about this until at least the Book of Boba Fett is over, or at least we're like the first few episodes in, but probably in like March we'll hear about this. But yeah, we're not going to be seeing this for a while now. The only other detail we really know about the set is that it will come with 4 minifigures, and that's it. So yeah, we have no idea what the set will be, and it's just pointless to predict really since we haven't seen the show. But moving on now to the other Book of Boba Fett set. It's actually the 75326 Boba Fett's Throne Room. Again, that is actually the official set name. However, it is of course translated from Italian, and I'm going to be doing a separate video on this about why I'm kind of worried for this set, so stay tuned for that. But this set comes with 732 pieces for $100 USD or $99.99. Again, that's not a great price per piece, and it could be because of a rumor that it includes a Rancor. However, that does say that it's probably brick built. So it's kind of interesting there how small this might be. Again, it also comes with the throne room, so that's really interesting. But again, it does sound like it's going to be a cool set. Again, coming out March 1st. Now, there are 6 figures coming in this set, and we do have rumors for it. However, for these ones in particular, I'd say take it with a grain of salt. They aren't particularly confirmed. But the first 2 are Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. Now, no matter what, those are going to be in it. No matter what the rumors say, though, those figures will definitely be in the set. Then there's supposedly 2 Gamorrean guards, and then 2 unknown bounty hunters. So those are meant to be the figures here. Again, we're not too sure how reliable that is, but that is, of course, the rumor. The interesting thing about this is that we actually have a small glimpse into what it will look like. Now this was a poster released by LEGO to celebrate the Book of Boba Fett poster and the trailer, but this actually shows off part of the build, and it's actually the main throne. So this part's obviously going to be in the set, and we presume that it will be this build. Again, there's some printed parts or stickers. It is of course a rendered image, and the Boba Fett figure is of course the same from the 75312 Boba Fett Starship set released in 2021. So the figure's the same there, and we presume that the Fennec Shunt will also be the same, hopefully with a hairpiece though. Anyways, the next setup is the 75327 Luke Skywalker's Rebel Pilot helmet set with 676 pieces retailing for $60 US. Obviously no figures are included since it's a helmet, and this is rumoured to release on March 1st. However, previously all the helmets have released on April 26th or May 1st, so I am kind of skeptical on this one. Again, just don't expect it on March 1st as they could be coming later, and I'm personally expecting that. I would be thrilled if they came out March 1st, but I am just expecting a later release. Next up is the 75328 The Mandalorian helmet with 584 pieces, retailing for $59.99 or $60 USD. Now this is also meant to be coming out on March 1st, but again, it could be coming out later. And yeah, this is just another helmet set. There isn't much to say. There won't be any play features included. You pretty much know what you're getting here. The only thing that I'm really interested in is, of course, if we are going to be getting those shiny Beskar pieces or not, because it would be really good if we did, if we got some chrome pieces. Again, with the Marvel Infinity Gauntlet set, they've got a lot of gold pieces, so they could do it. They could do a mix of both, and I think that would just make the helmet set look so much better. Next up releases on May 1st being the 75329 Death Star Trench Run with 666 pieces retailing for $60 USD or $59.99. No minifigures are included as this is an 18 plus microscale build, so this is obviously based on A New Hope and the final Death Star Trench Run. It's going to also be part of this new subline called the Iconic Quote subline. That's just what I've been calling it. But yeah, that's basically what makes sense. So there's always, in all these sets, there's going to be a 2x4 tile saying LEGO Styles, and then underneath that a 2x6 tile, and specifically for this set it'll say the force is strong with this one as its little quote. So basically this little new theme or sub-theme is basically going through these iconic scenes and doing that little thing with the quote there and then building that scene. So it sounds really cool. This one in particular, of course based on A New Hope, and then obviously the back and the ground are just greebled, and both those will be included, and there's going to be a black base. But yeah, there's obviously also a turbo laser included, which sounds really cool. And then Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, followed by Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, obviously his TIE Advance, and then 2 regular TIE Fighters are included, and those builds are meant to be in a polybag scale. So that's what we know about that set. It does sound pretty cool, but again, it is a pretty niche thing for LEGO Star Wars fans, so if you like that microscale stuff, then this is for you, but if you don't, then that's perfectly fine. The next setup is the 75330 Yoda's Dagobah Training with 1,002 pieces for $80 or $79.99. This is also coming out on May 4th, and instead of being microscale, it comes with 3 figures being Yoda, Luke Skywalker, and R2-D2. It's obviously based on The Empire Strikes Back, and it's another 18 plus set that's part of this iconic quote subline. So of course, we've got that 2x4 LEGO Styles tile, and then the 2x6 tile saying do it or not, there is no try. Now a description of this build, which I guess adds a lot of credence to this rumour. So 2/3 of the build is meant to be Yoda's hut, and that's meant to finally come with a large tree trunk, so that sounds really cool. Also included is the upper right wing of the X-Wing submerged in the swamp. Now this is technically inaccurate, but I think that it's kind of cool that there's still that going into the set, and we can presume that the wing will be the same one from the 2021 X-Wing set. Like, that seems like a no-brainer. But yeah, the swamp is also made up of these trans green, I presume trans dark green, but trans green 1x1 tiles, and the hut is obviously tan. So yeah, that's basically where the piece count has gone. So no, it's not an incredible price per piece. Well, it is technically, but yeah, it is pretty worth your price, I'd say, and you're definitely not underpaying, because if there is 1,000 pieces, LEGO will be making you pay at least $100. The big May 4th set of 2022 is of course the 75341 UCS Luke's Landspeeder. We don't know the piece count for this one, but it will retail for $199.99 USD / $200 US, and it will of course come out May 4th. It will also come out with the promo, which we'll talk about next. Two minifigures are meant to be included, being Luke Skywalker in his farm boy outfit. If he has his poncho or not is remain to be seen, and also C-3PO. I'm hoping for some side leg printing and arm printing on that C-3PO, but I guess it's fine if it doesn't. The only description of the product is that it will have a unique mold for the window piece, and we don't really know much else, but really it's just a UCS massive scale Luke's land speeder, so there's not much else to know apart from when we see the images or whatever. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool one, definitely a long overdue one, and I guess a bit of a meme set now. The May 4th promo for this year was meant to have the set number 40557, but that rumour wasn't from a very reliable source, and that kind of doesn't help the fact that that rumour was, of course, with a rumour of what that set would be, being a Jabba's Palace one in that same mini-scale vignette style build which we've had in the last couple of years. So sadly, since that set number's wrong, it does seem like this whole set is wrong, which is kind of disappointing. Again, it could still happen, but we're still not technically sure. Obviously there's no price for this one, as it's a gift with purchase. Last year it was available with purchases of over $85, I believe, on LEGO Star Wars. We don't know the piece count obviously, but this will of course have to release on May 4th alongside the UCS Luke's Landspeeder. The next set is very interesting. This is set 75343, which is rumoured to be a Dark Trooper helmet. Now that rumour isn't as reliable as the others, but it was talked about by a reliable source as a strong rumour, and then reposted as a strong rumour by a bit of an unreliable source, so we're still not really sure. But all we do know about the set, which actually showed up first on a retail website, is that it is an 18 plus set. It'll cost $60 or $59.99 and release on March 1st. Now I did a video on what this could actually be. I gave 5 examples, but I do believe that it is a Dark Trooper helmet now. That seems to make the most sense to me and everyone else, I think, as that's kind of what's been rumored. The only other thing it could be is the UCS 8080 pilot helmet, or not the UCS, just the 8080 pilot helmet, as that was of course originally rumoured and then it has been cancelled or delayed. We're still not sure on the fate of that set, but I guess a Dark Trooper one does make sense to, I guess, replace it, as it's probably more relevant right now, and by the time if they make it in 2023 it won't be as relevant. So I think that's a bit of a smart move by LEGO if this turns out to be true, but yeah, still a pretty interesting one. The next two sets we don't know their details on, but we do know that they are coming out on May 1st or June 1st, the same time as 75325, and this is set 75339 and 75342. Again, we don't know what those sets are, and technically they're summer sets, so I mentioned them in both videos. Again, you can go check out that summer sets video, but still, it's just pretty interesting that these sets are here, and I don't really know if to classify these June sets as, I guess, summer or this winter wave, because I guess this is the first half of the year, so I will chuck them in here, but technically if they're in June they're a summer set, so it's kind of weird. I don't know, let me know down below what should I include. I will currently mention them in both videos though. The next 3 sets I'm going to talk about are relevant to at least point out, but they are either from an unreliable source or don't have a set number attached to them, so they're hard to talk about. But I still think that they are all worth mentioning. Again, I've already mentioned the 8080 pilot helmet, which has been delayed, I guess, or cancelled, so I won't be mentioning that. But there are actually 3 sets, which I will now be talking about. Now, the first set is, of course, the unknown set number, but it's an 18 plus Death Star trash compactor. We don't know the piece count, don't know the price, but we can presume the price is actually $60, as it was actually first rumoured to be the Death Star trench run set. However, that was a muck-up, so we can presume it's at least the same price and I guess a similar piece count. Obviously they're both part of that iconic subline thing. So 4 minifigures are included, being Luke Skywalker in a Stormtrooper disguise, Han Solo in a Stormtrooper disguise, Princess Leia and Chewbacca. Now, of course, this, as I said, it was previously believed to be set 75329, which it was the Death Star trench run. And yeah, this could probably release later in 2022. I could say that it could be a summer set, however we are still unsure about that. And obviously, since it's part of that iconic quote subline, it's going to have that 2x6 tile with the quote, "One thing's for sure, we're all going to be a lot thinner," and that'll be under the 2x4 tile with the LEGO Star Wars logo on it. And a bit of a description of the set, if it wasn't obvious already, but it has a 20 stud wide base with brown and grey walls, and of course various junk pieces lay on the ground, and we can presume that there's a Dian Ogre in there somewhere. So it sounds like a pretty cool set. It's kind of sad that it won't be coming in May,
but again it could be coming in August or even later. We'll just have to wait and see. Now the next one is of course another unknown set number set, but this is the Republic fighter tank. We don't know the piece count. The price will be presumably, and I guess rumored to be, between $30 and $50. And obviously we don't know the release date, but we can put it to one of the new rumored summer 2022 sets. So again, this is kind of a summer set, if it's probable, but there is a set that is $50, which I believe is the price, because the set is actually rumored to be smaller than the 2017 version, but larger than the 2008 version. Also, I should mention the minifigures now. Mace Windu is meant to be included, and he will be the same figure from the 75309 UCS Republic gunship, and then two 187th troopers, which are Mace Windu's Legion from Legends. Two of those troopers will be in the set, as well as one 187th Airborne trooper. So it's almost like a battle pack there, which sounds really cool. Again, a $50 one, but it still sounds pretty cool. And yeah, the set number, by the way, is set 75334. Again, we can presume an August release, could be May or June, but we'll have to wait and see. However, that is just the set number I've attached personally to the Republic fighter tank. Again, it's from an unreliable source, so we're not even sure if it's actually coming out. But presuming it is, I believe that it will be this set number. However, there is also two $30 sets and one $40 set coming out in the summer, so it could really be any of those. The other set worth mentioning, of course, doesn't have a set number, but is the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader brickheads. Now, we don't have a piece count, but I guess since it's a brickheads dual pack, this will be 20 USD or $19.99. That's just presumable and obvious. And obviously, we also don't have a release date now. It's from the same reliable source, or unreliable source rather, that did rumor the Republic fighter tank. However, I do need to mention that he did actually rumor a Jabba's Palace, which did end up coming. Again, it was a Boba's Palace, but still. So we did rumor that. He also rumored the Dark Trooper helmet, which we can presume is coming out. So really, I guess he is kind of reliable when you think about that, but this set could be coming out. Now this set is actually based off Obi-Wan Kenobi, the upcoming Disney Plus TV show, which is really cool, because then it means that we are actually going to be getting more sets based on the show, which we presumed, but still it's nice to have, I guess, a bit of confirmation. Again, this is rumor, and that from an unreliable source, so we can't really tell. But yeah, we do have a bit of a description, a very brief one. Obi-Wan is meant to be in his episode 3 cloak, which doesn't line up with the show, because he doesn't actually appear like that. Maybe he does. Maybe it's kind of a very spoiler-free Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, and like he doesn't even have that. So that would be really weird if he didn't have his clothes from the show. But also Darth Vader is meant to be Hagrid-sized. And there is actually more evidence to this, I think, and that's because when LEGO did actually vote for the 150th Brickheads, there was a tagline under the Star Wars one saying, "You are my brother, Anakin," basically, teasing that it would be a dual pack between Obi-Wan and Anakin, which is basically this. So I could see them delaying it after hearing about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and then changing the setup a bit, and that would explain the Episode 3 cloak. So that's what I think is going on here, and then they switched it for the Ahsoka, which I guess was meant to come out in 2022 or even later, but again, that's just my thoughts on this. Yeah, that's all the rumors, and I actually discussed 22 sets in this video. That's right, 22, that's including the promos, but 22 sets, and that is insane for the first half of the year. I think that next year we'll have the most sets out of any year. Currently I believe it's 2018 for LEGO Star Wars at least, but I think next year we'll top it, because I think there is a lot coming out next year, especially for shows with the Disney Plus shows. We've got Andor, Kenobi, The Mandalorian Season 2, Bad Batch Season 2, and technically even the Book of Boba Fett will run into it. So really we've got so much coming out next year, and I'm just so excited. The next year seems really, really cool, especially this winter wave and even the summer wave, which we haven't really gotten rumors for, but we've got those set numbers and prices, which seems really cool. But I'm really looking forward to 2022. It's going to be a good year, I think. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. However, yeah, that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, my longest video ever. Anyways, please remember to like and subscribe. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye.